Hello everyone, welcome to Trash Talk with Dusty. Today we have another exciting guest. This guest is one that I've been wanting to have a conversation with for quite some time. And the reason is because the phrase talk of the town comes to mind. And when I say talk of the town, what could I be talking about other than this beautiful pink building here on 2nd Street, downtown Vanceburg? That's right, we have none other than Malia Rowe from Homeland Real Estate coming to pick up some trash today. And we're going to be walking down Fairlane Drive, having great conversations and talking about a lot of different things, namely, why did you paint this building pink? Everybody was wanting to know, right? Well, we're going to hear from her, and I'm excited. I think it's awesome. Look at it. It adds some really cool vibrancy to the city that's not there without that pink. She could have went with something like white or just black or something like that, but she went with pink and purple and gold. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to talk to her about it, and I'm excited for you to hear this episode of Trash Talk with Dusty. Without further ado, welcome Malia.
It's a lovely hot day to pick up trash.
It is. Yeah, we're out here on Fairlane Drive today, and we are absolutely melting.
We are, but we're here.
So we're here doing
for you.
But
so please be nice.
A big shout out to Malia for coming out today. So grateful that she came. She is a up and coming new realtor in the area.
Yeah.
Lifelong citizen of Lewis County.
Yep.
And really wants to see positive, encouraging things happen.
I do.
Not only in the city of Vanceburg, but in the entire county.
Right.
So she has a lot of cool ideas. She's painting a really cool building pink, and she's making things happen. Malia, what has been the most difficult listing so far that you've had?
I think difficult is a strong word. Each listing is unique in its own way. Some listings are really smooth. You list it and it sells within 3 or 4 days, and everything goes perfect. And then some listings, they sit for a while, and that can be challenging. It really challenges you to use your skills and not give up on it and market it until it does sell. There's no luck, there's no secret to if a house sells or not. It just depends on the market.
Do you feel discouraged then, like if something's not doing that quick enough? I feel like I would feel discouraged.
So it's easy to get discouraged, especially when you keep the listing capacity that I do. When some of them, you get them and they sell, and then some of them sit for 3 months. So it can get really discouraging, but that's when you really try yourself and see how dedicated you are to helping your clients, because the goal is to sell it. So you just work it until it does.
You just recently, we just had Jenny House, and you just recently helped them transition into their new place, right?
I did, yeah. So me and Jenny and Mike are good friends. I kind of probably threw myself on them when they moved in here. Dedicated. I love the coffee shop. I've been there all the time.
Yes.
Me and Jenny, we think a lot alike. We're very ambitious, and we're very hopeful to work on something together.
Yeah.
So we're always throwing ideas back and forth with each other. But I did help them transition into their permanent house. Yeah. So that was great. So my advice probably would be start your pre-approval process before you start house looking. When you're buying a house, it's kind of like if you don't know your financing or you don't have a pre-approval, you're kind of just like going to an airport, but you can't get on a plane because you don't know which plane you can get on. So that's the easiest way I can explain that. When you do your pre-approval, which I provide that service, you understand and know exactly what you can afford to buy, which makes the house hunting process a lot easier. It's always a big scary move, but I think my goal is to make sure that clients are educated and that they understand the process that they're going through, and that they're making informed decisions.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you find a lot of people don't do that first?
Yes, but a lot of people just don't understand the process. Buying a house is a major life decision, and if you have never done it or you don't know anybody that has, which is really common in our area, first generation home ownership is new for our county. It can just be confusing. But that's what I'm here for.
Any other advice that we should have?
Don't get discouraged if your pre-approval doesn't go the way you think it does. So some people will do the application, their credit isn't high enough or their debt to income is too much. We will tell you exactly what you need to do to get to where you need to be. So a lot of people will get discouraged, but if you take the recommendation and do what was recommended by finance, you'll get there.
With you being a local business owner and moving your home office downtown, what are some kind of hopes and dreams that you had to see for the city?
So I'm 31, so it's been empty for as long as I can remember. And we're starting to see things like the coffee shop and like the Carter House and the Carter Collective. So that's really encouraging. I think for maybe my generation of people or younger generations of people, we would like to see things that are family based, kids centered. There's nothing downtown to take our kids to have a birthday party at. We have a park, but it could use some love probably. So my hope would be to bring more just family, kid-centered things to downtown.
You want to see the city invest more in you?
Yes, I do.
I agree with that.
And there is ample opportunity downtown. If you can get into the buildings or own the buildings. I do plan on, after I sell my black and white house, to buy another building downtown to invest in it. We would love to see, I think that's a rock. That's a rock. No rocks. I think that we would love to see, so in Moorhead, which is where we do a lot of business, they have things like play cafes and a place where you can take your kids. In Moorhead, it's called Whimsy Works, and you can take your kids in there and you kind of pay like by the hour, I think, like a trampoline park or something.
Oh.
And they just have like all kinds of creative things for the kids to do, and then you can get coffee and like light lunch all in the same space. So that's really great. Kind of like a children's museum, but a little more modern. Those are really popular. And I don't think that it is out of the realm of possibility for Vanceburg if someone would just invest in it. When I bought my historic house, it was honestly way more than I anticipated, and it's a huge project. But she has taught me quite a lot. She has taught me a lot. I've learned a lot of new skills from working on that house. And then when I bought my office downtown, it is also a complete renovation, inside and out. So it's a lot of work and it's a lot of investment, not just money, but a lot of time. But I'm down there to stay. So
You are. And that's exciting news.
yeah, maybe.
It is. No, it is. Anytime I think that a business comes in or someone that has new, fresh ideas, I think that's fun. I think it's a good thing for the city. It's only going to encourage competition and people growing.
Yeah, that's true.
But like Jenny said in the last video, community over competition. So
Yes.
afraid of the competition,
Right.
but allowing it to elevate your game as well.
And I think that's great. I know that I came in to downtown probably pretty aggressively with representation that was not there before. But now it is encouraging other people, other businesses to bring better representation to their clients. And I think that's amazing. One realtor cannot cover all of downtown or all of the county. We have probably 100 realtors in our county. So I think that it's great that better representation is coming to other clients, even if they're not mine.
We kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but what made you choose pink for the building again, Matt?
So, and I ran this over with Jenny. We talked about pink, we talked about purple, we talked about yellow. I don't know, pink just kind of stuck, and it went really well with gold. So that's what happened. We put the paint up and said, that's the one. I have probably like 6 different pink colors in little sample cans down there. So we had a good day of sampling, but I don't know, it just, when we put it up, it looked right, so we went with it.
I think, well, and the pink and the gold and the purple, and it's all fresh, and
It's different for sure.
dare I say, girl power.
That's
kind of
right.
feel.
Yeah.
And I'm on board for it. I love that.
Thank
I
you.
think that's great because, you know, I've worked with, and I've had the pleasure of working with, a lot of very strong-minded, strong-willed women.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
And you
I
shouldn't be.
encourage that.
Yeah.
And I love it. I think it's great. So to see you come in to the city and just put your mark on the place.
That's right.
Hey, I'm here.
Unapologetically.
Unapologetically. It's a beautiful thing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It adds a color and vibrancy to the city that just wasn't there before.
It does. And I'll get texts all the time from people that take their kids to the courthouse or something, and they'll say, oh my gosh, my daughter saw your office and she loves it. And it's like, thanks. Like, that feels really good.
Yeah, it's almost like a little Barbie house.
It is. Yeah, that's what it's been called. Yeah.
I
I think it's been named that. Which that's fun.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sometimes the wider things are harder to pick up.
Yeah, I'm getting good with this.
You are good. How long did you go to school for social work?
So I have my bachelor's degree. So that took 5 years, and then I am in my second year of my grad program. So it'll be 7.
So you're going to have an MSW at the end?
I will, yep, from Morehead State.
Let's say you get the MSW, are you going to pursue that field?
I did field social work for years. And honestly, when you do 4 or 5 years of frontline field social work, it feels like a decade. So I think my focus now, as I get more steady in my real estate career, I plan to move straight on to my PhD and do clinical research. So I will be on the clinical research side of social work.
Why do you think social work is so difficult? I mean, like you said, doing frontline social work, I work with a lot of social workers. And
Yeah.
They all say the same thing.
I don't think it's really is that it is difficult. It's not for everybody. You have to have a lot of compassion and you have to have a lot of empathy, which is different from sympathy. When you are empathetic with people, you recognize their troubles, but you also encourage them to do different. And it's hard. And when you do CPS, that's hard. And you kind of just absorb all of that and take it home. And it's hard to leave at the door. So after just years and years of that, of being overworked with cases that are horrible, it just burns you out.
That's unfortunate too, because I feel like so many people that get into social work are just great. They have great hearts.
They do.
And they're doing it for the right reason, which is to help serve people that are underserved.
Right.
They get in there and their heart breaks over and over and over again for their client, for the people that they're serving. And it's just really hard.
It is. And I thought when I started real estate that I was just giving up social work, that I wouldn't be able to find it over here, but that's not true at all. I've actually found social work in everything that I do as a realtor, just with a more positive outlook. So that's really refreshing. I love working with people. I love serving families. A lot of people in our area thought or feel like they couldn't afford a realtor or didn't deserve proper representation. That's not true. Everybody deserves that, even if you can't afford it. So I've been very thankful to be able to provide that service to our area. That's aggressive.
Yeah.
I can see beeping at.
Got it. Totally got it.
Got it.
What right now is like one of the listings that you're like really excited about right now?
So I think, and I'm excited about every listing because it's a huge move for people, and they put your trust in, they put their trust in me to represent them and to get them to the closing table. Right now I have a family. They have worked very hard. They've been in their starter house for over a decade, and now they're making their big move to their rest of their life dream house. And that's amazing. Yeah. And they worked hard, and we're all working super hard to get them there. So that's, once you finally reach the closing table, when you get to put those keys in their hands, it's extremely rewarding. And it's a good day.
What's one thing that you've learned as a realtor that you didn't expect?
I don't know. So just being a realtor, you think and you don't until you do it. And that's the same thing with social work. The best way to learn is the field. So the last year really has taught me, it's just taught me a lot. And I think about it all the time, like you'll get a listing and it'll go under contract and you think, great, it's solid. Next day, it's back up on the market. And it's like, and it sucks and you hate it, but you just put it back up and you work it even harder.
Yeah.
So I think that's been my biggest struggle, just feeling that excitement for people and then feeling the disappointment and having to be the person that tells them both news. Yeah.
I've noticed a trend in real estate where people are doing like dance videos.
Yeah.
I noticed this one guy, he's like, they call him the emo realtor.
Or there's a really popular girl and she's kind of like Wednesday Addams on all of her listing. Like she hates it, but she really doesn't.
Oh.
So her promotion is just like, this house sucks, you know.
Oh, really?
This house has a fancy kitchen, it sucks. And people love her content, so I think that's hilarious and it's great.
I like stuff like that. I like things that are different. You know?
I do too.
Do you ever foresee yourself doing cool videos like that?
Maybe if I could find a younger person to help me. Like, I don't use social media a lot. I only got it for real estate, so it really took me a good year to get invested in it. So I think I'm interested in doing better marketing if I could just find somebody that can help me do it.
Do you find that like having social media has helped you sell places?
I do, yeah. Social media definitely has an outreach in positive and negative ways. I have learned that since painting my building. But it has a reach nonetheless, whether it's positive or negative, the outreach is there. It's a great resource for people to use to get information out quick.
When's the last time you were out picking up trash?
I don't know. Well, I do it at home.
Yeah.
But I'm just not walking the sidewalk picking up trash. So that's good. I'm doing a good deed.
You are.
I should do it more often. I try to set up at all of our county events and like Little League, and I set up at Yins and downtown. And I try my best to sponsor everybody that asks. Like if you're dreaming or you're thinking of doing something, but you feel like you can't do it, you definitely can. This was just an idea a year and a half ago. I wasn't even sure if I would even do anything with my real estate license outside of just selling my own house. But here I am. So if I can do it, you definitely can do it. And if you would like to be a realtor, I would love to help. So if you ever want to do your classes and get your license and join my team, I would love that. It's a great investment for yourself. It's definitely a great investment for your family. And it's not easy. And it definitely takes a lot of upfront investment, a lot of hard work, a lot of sitting at events and nobody knows who you are, what in the world you're doing there. I've done that. But now, you know, if you don't give it up and you keep going and you make success your only option, you will get there. And then you'll be picking up trash when it's 90 degrees.
So with testing to become a realtor,
yeah,
how long does that take? Is that long?
It depends on you. For me, where I already had my bachelor's degree, it was a little bit easier process. So your real estate courses, they are 96 hours, literally 96 hours. And you can do an online program. You do have to pass those classes. And then once you get that done and you pass those exams, then you get a certificate and then you can go take your state license. Yeah, so it's a process.
Yeah.
You have to take a state and national level tests. They're very hard. I think when I passed it, they told us in classes that it has like a 30% passing rate. Yeah, it's extreme because selling houses is, I mean, it's a big deal. It's a lot of legal stuff. It's nothing, you know, it's very formal. So it is a big deal and you have to know what you're doing. A lot of people think like you can't work with other realtors or that it's extremely competitive. The real estate market is competitive and everyone technically is working against each other, but it doesn't have to be that way. And it's definitely not that way with me. I need help now at the capacity that I'm at. I would love to have another realtor in my office.
You have several listings still.
I do, yeah.
I noticed a lot of people sharing their things
Yeah.
on social media.
I'll
All
go.
positive stuff. I've not heard one negative thing.
You know, you can't please everybody. And your marketing, you make it your own. Everyone's unique. So it just, just focus on you, make your grass green, and hope that everyone else's grass is green too. So if you have any questions, or you think you want to be a realtor and you don't know where to start, I'd love to help you. It's a life-changing career if you invest in it. It really is. And I'm trying my best to include other people in my office. So I had it roofed by the principal of the vocational school, and he brought students or younger kids, I think, to help him do it. So that was providing summer income. And then I'm having a senior, well, she's graduated, senior art student. She's coming to paint my sidewalks and paint on my building, and she'll get to sign her name on it and have her work downtown for.
You see she's painting your sidewalks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's gonna paint on my building.
What's that gonna look like?
I don't know. I'm leaving it up to her. So yeah, she's gonna paint murals on them. And I've told her she can do whatever.
Oh.
So we'll see.
I'm glad that you're incorporating local folks to help you.
Yeah,
with the building.
I'm trying.
Now, are you doing most of the painting and stuff yourself?
I am. So everyone jokes. They're like, "Well, who are you getting to paint it?" And I'm like, "Well, that'd be me because I had to pay to roof it." So I'm the painter. So I'm working down there usually Wednesdays because town is closed, and on the weekends. And people stop and tell me they like it, or people tell me I'm crazy, or whatever.
Now, have you had someone stop while you're painting and tell you to look bad?
Yes, I have.
Really?
I have. And I think that's interesting, to be so outspoken about something. But my response to that is, what were you going to do with it?
Okay.
And I don't mean that negatively, but, I'm trying my best to fix it and restore it and just happen to paint it pink. But if you don't like that, what were you going to do with it? And typically the answer is nothing. So I usually win that argument, but that's okay. Hey.
You're going to lawyer school as well.
Yeah, I guess.
It is kind of wild to me that people are that outspoken. That
Yeah, I have. I've had multiple people.
I think I stopped and said, "Hey, it looks good."
Yeah, which is great. When you just had someone scream at you that it was ugly. So, well, I was gonna paint it white and black like my house, and I was gonna make it really modern and I still did the white metal roof, but I was gonna do a black metal roof and put white metal siding on it and make it look very modern. But what's the fun in that? Almost gave in to the peer pressure not to do that. So, that building's old.
How
It
old
was.
is that building?
Well, nobody knows. Strangely enough, it's right across from the courthouse, and nobody knows what it was or how old it is. We've dated it back to about the 1940s. So the columns in the front are made out of the same material as the courthouse.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's dated around the same time as the courthouse. And we all know it as an attorney's office. Before that, it was a doctor's office. Before that, it was his dad's doctor's office. And before that, it was the county health department. So we're at the 1930s, 40s. And I think that's when it was built. Makes sense for the materials and the doorknobs and the plates and stuff. So it's old.
It is old. I remember Bill Tom Stone was telling me about he used to go there and get his shot.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I'm not trying to tell
Yeah?
people how old you are.
Yeah.
Sorry. But he said he used to go there and get his shot.
Yep, I've heard lots of things about that. That's where I got stitches, or that's where I got my vaccines. I'm like, well, I painted it pink. So. And I intend to let other people use the space when I get the inside done. And that will probably be in the fall of next year because we're still on the outside. And it is a total renovation. I do have a total renovation right down the street. So my plate is full, but I do intend to let other people use the space probably for free. I just need it for closings and for promotion. And that building is huge. So, and I've had a lot of people ask me, like, they want to do a flower shop in there or have a boutique or do nails. And I think that's cool.
Really?
Yeah. So those are all just ideas, I've had a lot of people that want to sell their baked goods in there that they make at home and they have nowhere to sell it. So lots of things.
I love that So you're thinking not only for yourself, but you're thinking for the community as
Yeah.
a whole.
I'm trying. Well, I don't know. I've met a lot of people, and it was obvious that they only think for themselves. And especially in the real estate, I have learned that very quickly. I was not wanted here, and I had to make a pretty bold statement to make my mark in town for people to leave me alone, honestly. So I think just people's rudeness has provoked kindness in me for other people. Like, I've had a lot of people just be nasty to me, and I don't want to be that nasty person for somebody else.
They say that, like, and you know this from being a social worker,
Yeah.
like a kid that grows up in a really terrible home,
Yeah.
or even a really good home,
Yeah.
the kid either leans into that lifestyle or they run away from the lifestyle.
That's true.
They have to make a decision, and I'm glad that you made the right decision. You wasn't just like, hey, I'm just going to be for myself too because everybody else is. What's the point?
Right. And I don't know what makes me that way. I'm just that way, I guess. And that's a lot of my clinical research too. So that situation you described, when kids grow up and they decide who they are, that is measured in the level of resiliency. So my clinical research is focused on, can resiliency be reproduced for adults that don't have it? And that research does not exist. So on top of everything else, I shall be doing that as well. Trying to crack the code on that.
Now, do you have kids?
I do. Yeah, we have 3 kids.
You have 3 kids.
We do.
Yeah, 3 kids.
We do.
You're getting your master's
Yeah.
degree. You have a business.
Yeah, we have 2 businesses actually.
So basically, you're insane.
We are, yes. Our favorite thing to do is find more things to do. That's our saying in our house. Our favorite thing to be is overwhelmed, but that is how we work the best under pressure. That's how I don't know, that's just who we are. We've always been that way. Me and Taylor went to high school together, and we got married when we were 18.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been married since 2013.
Wow.
Long time.
That is
And
a
we
long
have 3
time.
kids. We just, we've been back to back building each other up ever since then.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting for you
Yeah.
all. 3 kids, 2 businesses, social work degrees. You're just out here doing it all.
We're just out here doing it.
What, can I ask, is your driving force? Like, what's the end game? Like, what are you going after? Why are you so ambitious?
I think my perspective, so on my side, not counting my husband's side, I'm the first person to have a higher education, to have a bachelor's degree. I'll be the first person to have a master's degree.
Really?
To own my own business, to be self-employed, not to have a dependency. So I think just ending childhood trauma at my level and not passing it on to the next generation is what drives us.
You end up seeing so many people in life, and you're like, what's the driving force? Like,
Yeah,
are
why
they
is she
just
that way?
do they just really want to be that successful? Is it like what are they going after in life? You know?
I don't think it's really success. Like, I'm self-employed and I'm financially independent as a woman, which is a big thing, to be educated and financially independent.
That's awesome. Congrats.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
No, that's awesome.
But it's also 2026, and that shouldn't be phenomenal. Like,
yeah,
that's
should just be the norm.
It should just be the norm.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just who I am. Yeah.
Well, good for you.
Thanks.
Not everybody has that same ambition. Not everybody has that same drive. It looks differently in everyone.
It does.
But it's cool to see and talk to people like you, because it's just like you just have an engine that won't quit.
Yeah, sometimes I wish it would let me sleep sometimes, but it
Yeah.
doesn't. But it's very fulfilling. It's not exhausting.
Yeah.
A lot of people will ask us, well, why do you do so much? Aren't you tired? Sure, I'm tired. But it is what makes me feel fulfilled as a person. It's very healing. It's very encouraging to help other people. I think I'm an empath, probably.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Okay.
Trash. Maybe? Yeah. We did good. The trash department today.
Oh, you've done phenomenally good. So we just went through Fairlane Drive from one end to the other,
We did.
and we picked up a really huge bag of trash.
We
Check it
did
out.
good.
Yeah, Leah did a great job with the
We did good.
grabber.
Yeah.
No issues.
No issues.
Maybe once she was like, oh, and but immediately picked it
I was
back up.
challenging myself secretly.
Yeah, you did a really great job.
I even picked up a fork.
She did. She picked
I
up
did.
a fork, which is impressive. The smaller things are hard to grab. But really want to thank Malia again for showing up today and on this really hot day.
Yeah, very hot.
Yes.
I didn't wear makeup for a reason. It would be gone by now.
Yeah, me too. That was the reason I didn't.
Yeah, no makeup here.
No makeup. But if you want to list your home,
Yeah,
or
of
if
course.
you are looking to buy a home, please reach out to Malia.
Yeah.
If you're looking to get into the real estate business,
Yeah.
reach out. If you
Yeah.
have ideas on businesses that can move into the
Yeah.
beautiful, awesome pink building
Thank you.
downtown, get a hold of her.
Yeah.
She's
love to
readily
hear it.
available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
So thank you again,
Thank
and
you.
we love you guys, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
All right.